Hello, everybody. Um, First of all, uh, happy New Year's 2020. Um, we have made it to 2020, and I hope all of you have been you during 2019. I kind of just want to go over my 2019 recap and what will be in 2020. As far as 2019 is concerned, I'm just going to talk about basically how I discussed it and talked about it with my wife. Um, she asked me as we were sitting down eating on New Year's Eve about what I thought about 2019. And in the past, I would usually reflect on the negatives and the positives. But I realized that this time I just kind of went about reflecting on the positives. Everything that positively happened to me during 2019. I didn't really speak on any of the negatives, which I thought was really good. It made me feel better. I felt good about 2019, and I just felt good about myself in general, and also about our me and hers marriage and relationship as well. So that's how I felt about 2019, positively. Even though yes, there were some downs um, in my 2019, but I reflected on everything that was positive. Even all the interviews I had for like potential jobs, but I failed them. But I had a lot. I had a lot of interviews, but unfortunately, I didn't pass those interviews. But I didn't focus on it. I focused on the interviews that I got, and also my wife also made me think about that as well too. Like you got to the second interview, you got to the third interview, like you got the interview. So um, that's always something very good to think about. As far as 2020, um, I mean, as far as just looking, it's like I had some good things starting in 2020. Um, and a lot of my focus will be on my son in 2020 and setting him up for the best future in that he can have. You know, yes, he's not even 1 year old yet, but I'm already thinking about junior high school, elementary school, college, everything, and I think anybody that has a child and who will be having a child will be thinking that way as well. And more or less, I want him to definitely, especially here, be him, or more or less be you. I'll always be teaching him that, and to the fullest, um, especially being here. Him being half African American and half Japanese, he is gonna have to have that instilled in him by all means. And I am not um, going to be steering away from that lightly by any means. By any means, um, he will be being himself, 100%, all the time, every day. And I'm not saying that some people are probably thinking that, oh, you're gonna focus on his African American side. No, 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 no. Being him would be being all of him, right? So we have to know his Japanese and be aware of his African American side as well. So he has to be aware of everything that's embodied within him. And I'm always making sure that that's the case by all means. Okay. And I encourage anybody that does have a child that is of multicultural, anything, I don't care what it is. And even those who, even in an unfortunate case, had a relationship or a marriage where one of the other individuals that left that was of a different culture didn't happen to stay around, that you still need to make that child aware of who they are on both sides. Um, I see that too much out here where it's usually women. I'm not saying there's not any men in this situation, but it's usually women that have kids with a man who isn't from a different country, a different culture, and that kid just is socially aware of Japan and not the other culture that 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 brought them into this world, right? Yes, maybe with their husband it didn't go too well, but that doesn't give you the right to crutch and how can I, crutch and deprive your kid of the other side of who they are, because they're not only Japanese, there's something else as well. So if anybody's watching that out here that does have that situation, I encourage you and I challenge you to find some way to get to be teaching your child the other side of who they are. Okay. Um, so other than that, that's all I kind of really have. As you see, me and Lavelle have been kind of dropping videos whenever we have something on our mind and whenever we want to do something. We like this kind of like raw style. We don't have all the bells and whistles yet, but maybe sometime down the line we will. We might be in the studio doing this type of thing and having interviews with lots of people. Actually, be looking out for it. We have an interview with an individual who's been through something coming up, so be looking out for that on YouTube. We may be getting into the podcast and everything, but I just kind of want to give you guys that for my New Year's wrap up. And I hope everybody's having a blessed and beautiful new year. And at the end of the day, like we always say, through 2020, always be you. Always be you, all right? And that's all I got to say. So we will be trying to do better in 2020 with uploads and media and things like that. And we'll be seeing you guys a lot more through 2020. All right. Oh, it's my son. Say hi, Ricky. It's my son, Ricky. He just wanted to say hello. And everybody in 2020, just continue to be you, be the best you that you can be. Don't worry about what other people are thinking about you and how you're going about doing what you want to do. Do it to the best of your ability and how you want to do it. All right. And I love y'all. I love everybody. Once again, everybody that has supported my YouTube video on the Black Experience Japan, thank you for that. I just looked at it today. It's up to like 900,000 views. Amazing. And like I said, I never went into it with that type of motive to get these views and get these followers and all this other stuff. No, I didn't go in with that. I just went into that, as I said, being myself and letting you know, guys, my experience while being here in Japan. All right. So y'all be beautiful, be you, and be looking out for more from us. All right. Have a good one.